Yeah.
Thank you again for joining us for a lovely day for a conversation at the Whoa. If you don't know what the Whoa is, it's the Whoadees studio. You can come through, get some engineering time, get some studio time. We'll throw the whole thing in the description. Check the website out. And if you're in the Bay Area, come through. It's well worth it. But we're back again. I'm Bar for Bar. Sean, fuck that shit up every time. Got DJ Ammbush.
DJ Ammbush, Ambata, T. Scott, drums and ammo.
And joining us now is Kevin Allen.
Straight up. What's up with y'all?
And doing good. How are you?
Man, I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
Mm-hmm.
How are y'all?
Chilling. I mean, honestly, we didn't even take that much time off between the first and the second round of these. And I still feel like it's been hella long. Like that extra week really threw me off.
Oh, yeah. But
and we're also in a new space.
New space, and I feel like it's good to keep the, it's like staying in the gym. You know what I mean? Like you want to keep the momentum, keep the reps up. You don't want to get too much off of your, off your square. So get right back at it. New venue. You know what I mean? In the Whoa, we need to get Black Rob playing in here at some point.
Straight
you know
up.
what I'm saying?
It's a beautiful
Get some Whoas
space.
in here, but this is, and you've been you've been here.
Yeah, just don't overthink it right here.
But don't overthink it.
Yeah, this is
Your second home.
yeah, you know what I mean? Spent
That's
a
right.
lot of time and every blue moon with me and Monty Draper here
Okay.
for the most part.
Okay. So this is home base. Home base. It's beautiful. Hell yeah.
Yeah. But Kev, who are you? It's always the hard conversation. Or hard
Yeah,
start.
I mean, philanthropist, you know what I'm saying?
Billionaire,
Giver
playboy.
of all good things, you know what I mean? A vibe setter, strategical visual artist, you know what I mean? MC, father, a music lover, art lover, photographer, and budding creative director and brand manager. So yeah. A lot
List
of
goes
things.
on.
And a magician and a ventriloquist sometimes.
All right.
Yeah.
Damn.
You like that, Ben? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to go from the bottom and make them talk. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, yeah.
That's wild.
That's crazy. Y'all want to start over? Just keep...
No, we keep it running. It's all good.
Stupid.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
No, that's a whole list of things for sure. Sure. And I mean, a lot of people now probably know you a lot for the music under Kevin Allen,
Yes.
and as well as your photography. But some people may also recognize you as Irk the Jerk.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a little minute since then, I guess, but you brought it back.
Yeah. I mean, nostalgia is a thing today.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And congrats on 15 years of right here.
Yeah, appreciate it. I'm
a
not
milestone.
sure. Yeah. Like, yeah.
It's like
15.
Time passes for all of us, right?
Damn,
You know what I mean?
15? Really?
15.
Okay.
it's like what, last month? Something like that?
Actually, this month. Actually, like
This-
now.
okay.
Like now, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Who produced that?
Me.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Straight up. Me and Terry on the keys.
Okay. So,
Straight
okay.
up.
It's funky. That's funky.
Yeah, and Tracks a Million helped arrange the song and make it a record for real.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out Tracks a Million for sure.
Man, there it is. We was talking about Tracks Million the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. One of the young pillar in the game.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I guess for those of us out here who don't really know the backstory, like how did you go about that transition between Irk and Kev? Because I mean, clearly you've been doing this for a minute now.
Yeah. I didn't get to pick that name.
Okay.
That was given to me in high school. It was like a play on like Kick to Sneak.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of just, you just ran with it. And at some point I'm like, I don't think I want to sign my artwork as Irk the Jerk. I don't think I want to sign my photography as that. That as a staple in what I do and the persona that was created with that. But that's not at the core how I want to go out. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with music and,
right.
You know what I mean? Like your artist is real personal. So let's make it personal. Let's make it for real personal.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, yeah.
You know, it's funny though. Like I never, even when I first became acquainted with your music, I never put the name with the music. Cause you know, I always felt like, oh, okay, this is an advanced progressive project, or you know, whatever it was. I never really felt like the name really matched. So it's good to be able to see like, and keep it real, we don't really get to see artists even evolve like this. You know, from going from one thing to another and using, you know, like when you were doing the Irk the Jerk thing, it felt like, you know, it was still Bay, but it felt like now Kevin Allen is the art. You know what I mean? It got into the art, the real like creative pack. You know,
I think that was the problem because all that shit was still on those projects. It was always there.
It was always there.
If you're real quick, and most humans, we don't got time to read the whole shit. Just give me the easiest thing. You're gonna skip right over the intricate bars. You're gonna skip over the musicality. You're gonna skip over it and go, yeah, Irk the Jerk. Oh, it must be some hypey shit. Oh, it must be some, like, you know what I mean? It's real easy to do that. So learning like more about branding and actually branding myself versus just being myself. Now it's like, okay, take more control of what that looks like. So now if you hear Kevin Allen, then it's almost too far right, where they assume that it's so conscious and woke that it's different than Irk the Jerk. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
it's just swung to the other side of the spectrum.
So I'm just trying to be patient for it to settle and just wait for it to settle where people understand. Like you go to the store and you see the packaging different on the soda, you don't think that it's a different soda. You just go, oh, they updated the
packaging.
That's so it's simple, but that's what the brand shit is. You got to keep repeating it over and over again. Like, hey, Irk the Jerk and Kevin Allen, it's the same. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same.
For real.
Yeah, like all the elements are there.
It's like I'm telling you, y'all pay attention. There's not a lot of artists, especially from the Bay, like you pretty much locked in. Whatever you doing, if you rap, you rap. You trying to do anything different, it's like, And then that's national. It's not just the Bay. I mean, it's not like Post Malone. He could be like, I started rapping, now he's full-blown country artist, you know what I mean? And shout out to him for being able to do it. You know what I mean? Like, you should be able to have the freedom to do that.
Part of me has always been like, fuck you. I mean, you know, I used to have Twitter and in the early stages, and I watched all the rappers want to be photographers now. I saw the tweets and I saw it and I was like, damn, that's crazy. Because I was doing photography before music. If you know me, you would know that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would know that it's art. All of it is art. Directing, writing, like, and we love Pac and we go, but he was a poet. He was an actor. He was like, so we just pick and choose when we are accepting the people's gifts and when we use it to kind of like take jabs. Like, we just pick and choose. It's like, all right. So that's just part of it. Like, you know what I mean? Niggas gonna hate. Niggas gonna hate for sure.
They'll always find a reason.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah, the more the merrier, though. You know?
Hey.
Yeah.
You feel like it's any attention is good attention at that point?
In art and in music, not like in everyday life. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You don't want people hating on you for
not in my real life, but yeah, music. Yeah, you gotta be a part of the conversation, or like, you know what I mean. I'm making art for myself, but it's also a business on some, you know.
Right. So, I mean, as far as your art in general, I guess, not specifically just music or photography, it is just for you. Like, this is something that you wanted to make and put out, and then whoever receives it, it's cool, or I guess
it's a combination of both. Okay. Like, who, like, kind of like figure out who I'm talking to, like what audience am I talking to, who resonates for what I'm going through and what I've been through. And also, this for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a rapper, I'm a songwriter, a producer. Like, so you want to, like, make dope shit. And I want to impress myself. I want to impress my friends. I want to impress the people that I used to idolize. If I play this for, like, I don't know, Short, for example, if I play him something, I want him to be like, man, that's crazy. Like, these are people that I looked up to. So, some selfish shit, but, you know, the being an artist, it's a lot of ego involved in being an artist, and I'm trying to remove that part of it so I can also speak to the people that I'm supposed to reach, how it reached me when I was young. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, and I think that's one thing, just as far as art in general is concerned, like putting it out on display for people, you always you're vulnerable, right? So I guess, how do you balance and manage like potential expectation or responses from people? Or do you just kind of run with it, be like, this is what I put out, this is what it is?
This shit really don't matter at the end of the day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, y'all spoke to this earlier. Like, when you go through shit, like, I done seen everything. Like, as far as I'm concerned, I'm like, you know, you lose people, and you know what I mean? You don't like my rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right. Like, that's cool. But the ego part is, you know, you want people to like it as art. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm not a child in that way, where if I show somebody my drawing and they don't like it, I'm about to go, like, man, fuck you too, bro. Like, so for the most part, while I have a microphone and someone has gifted me, like in this scenario, somebody's gifted me a chance to have a microphone, then I'm probably one up on most of the people that's in the audience. Like, you paid. Whoever you pay, whether it's me, whether it's the club owner, whether it's the whoever promoter, you paid to walk in here and stand and look at me. So whether I get up here and cat off or kick one of the rawest verses you ever heard in this 10, 15 minutes, like, I'm gonna do my thing, and you feel me? So it's like,
it's your time.
So if you don't like it, cool. But if you do and you become a fan, and this is like, you resonate with this, then I'm gonna make sure I deliver. Like, you know what I mean?
Man, do you think, you said something about removing the ego? Do you feel like the more you could remove the ego, the more you're able to relate to folks? You know what I mean? Like, is that?
Well, yes, but I don't mean remove it in the sense of not having it, but like, kind of putting it to the side when it's not needed. Like, you know what I mean? Because I like, the ego shit is what you need, like, especially in rap, you need like, but to be able to see other people. So I try to like remove it so I can see other people and go, okay.
Make space for
like,
other folks.
So I can, you know what I mean? Like, who is this person for real? What do they really want? What did he really say? I heard what he said, but what does that really mean? Like, just ask more questions and be able to have like more empathy when you're talking to people versus, this is my art, you should like it just because I said you should like it. Like, that's insane. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's the entitlement. That's the, you should do this for me because I'm like, it's just,
the feeling of deserving something.
Do we deserve anything? Like, who the fuck is we to say we deserve something from a fan? And you know how life is. We all know how stressful life is. This person ain't got the time to be listening to your music all day, every day. Like, I got kids to pick up. I got groceries to get. So if you give me 15 minutes of your time or $25 of your bread, like, I want to make sure I deliver and give you quality and give you like, so it can't be about me that much. Like, you feel me? It can't. You know what I mean? On some level, it can't be. Feel me?
Feel that. I mean, is that something you feel like, well, I guess you kind of touched on. I was going to say, is that something you feel like you kind of learned to do? But you kind of, you already kind of mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Did you feel like,
learning.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Just learning.
You feel like over time, like, okay. You figured that out.
I mean, I have like OGs and older people that kind of like, hey, man, like,
put you
doing,
back in line.
Get back in line, bro.
For sure.
So,
you touched on a little bit earlier that you started out your creative journey with photography. Like, when did you start picking that up?
like high school.
Okay.
Like high school and just being young, like watching like my pops had a bunch of photos everywhere in the crib and just pictures of like beautiful black women hanging up and just all kind of like different shit. So I always was around like taking photos and you know what I mean? Just I think just shit black in the 80s and 90s, like there's a photo album everywhere and everybody's coffee table. It wasn't rare to have 15 of them. So,
Right.
yeah, I think I thought everybody was a photographer. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You know, at a time, everyone was, I guess.
like, yeah,
for real.
everybody had a camera. You know, get a
Yeah.
Polaroid when you go to the prom or you whatever, you know what I mean? So,
Or drop your, drop off of your roll film at the store.
yeah, go to Walgreens and you
Yup.
come back and see what you did over the summer and it's catting off.
Man, but you really look forward to it though. You
Yeah,
look forward to
feel
man.
me?
You was always thinking. I went through different chambers of really like taking a lot of black and white photos, and I had a Lomo graphic, whatever, with the bubble, fish eye or whatever. So that was my thing. So I'd always look forward to like. I'd be thinking like, man, I know that was tight when I know that was tight. So yeah, it's a trip that you really locked into it in high school though, because even though it was a lot of like there's a lot of photos floating around, but everybody wasn't grabbing to it like that. A lot of people didn't really lock in on it. So that's just that's funky that you
All
stuck
the
to
homies
it.
needed something. Like it was album cover time. It was like, who gonna take the picture? I'm like, should I take the picture? I got a camera. Ooh, like, you know what I mean? Just roll into it. Who need beats? I make some beats. Like, I just thought everyone was doing that. Like, I could not afford, who was it, Funky Fat Graphics or whoever the fuck was making, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't afford that. So,
Yeah.
somebody got to learn Photoshop. Somebody got to learn,
That's dope.
you know what I mean? Or pay somebody. That's not happening.
That's the last option.
Yeah, for sure. It's the last option.
It's crazy because that's still kind of the thing for a lot of people. Like a lot of artists, just in general, they all got to learn the different aspects of their art, not just the music. Like people produce, people do their album covers, all sorts of stuff. So that's that. It's interesting to see that that was still a thing. I mean, as long as you've been doing your thing.
That's hella crazy. You just said that.
Still.
How long ago do you? How long ago does he think it was? 1970, 1978.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't it? Damn.
Nah. I said Photoshop for Christ's sake.
That long ago.
Hey, Photoshop's been around for like 35 years.
That long ago, son.
Oh shit.
That long ago. Still have cameras, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Still have cameras, you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Let's talk about Richmond, man.
Yee.
Let's talk about
All right.
and that's open shut case. That was it.
That was it.
Next question. Nah.
Nah,
Because,
man.
I'm just, we did a previous interview a couple years ago, and it was a classic interview. And I didn't push the record button. It was early in the Zoom era, it was early in the Riverside, whatever, the platform. So I do want to interject, bring some of those questions.
Straight
Not
up.
a lot though, because I don't want to even try to.
You remembered the questions from the last time?
Well, I
He
know
has to.
Yeah, well,
He knew this time was going to come.
No, it's crazy. I had all the questions, and then I had got a new computer.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
don't believe me, I looked
Technology.
for them today. I was like, damn, because I had them all so just
It's all
chiseled
good.
in there. But just what I do remember, we talked about some of your early Richmond influences. You know what I mean? Specifically Richmond. You know what I mean?
That's where my dad lived, and that's where I would be, and that's where I grew up, as well as Oakland, and I went to school in Hayward as well. But Richmond is where I became like a teenage man and a grown up, and rap music was just, it was there. And I think we were talking about Nate Fox.
Nate Fox.
He was
Yeah,
talking about
that's
Nate
right.
Fox.
Yeah. Producer Nate
And,
Fox, yeah. He did a lot of stuff for Master P too.
I didn't know none of this. I was hella young.
Okay.
And I think my dad like got a tape from him at a store. Like he sold him a tape, a bootleg or something, whatever it was, he sold it to him. So he was playing it. And he said something about a store or something. After that, I went to North Richmond or something in this song. But I was so young and I had never heard nobody say North Richmond in a song. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, damn, you can make music and be, you don't got to be from Hollywood. Like, you don't got to be from New York.
Yeah.
Like, you can make music and be from Richmond. So whoever that is, I did not know had nothing to do with Master P. I didn't know nothing about, bro. But I remember that song and it slapped. There was a clean version and a dirty version. And we just played them both and just rode around, me and Pops. So shout out Nate Fox. I don't know,
Nate Fox,
where you at.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of the my early memories of like, damn, okay, you could really like be from here and do something.
That's crazy. I met him when I used to DJ for Master P back in the day. So
Swear.
I met Nate Fox a couple times, and he was kind of.
You know him?
Well, no, I knew him back then. You know, yeah, I knew him back then.
Over here playing around like we.
No,
and he's right here.
Come on.
Right.
Kevin Allen, this is your life. Don't bring him in. No, but he was kind of like, to me, he was kind of the early like keyboard musically catch. You know what I mean? Because back then, it was, you had a lot of the producers were coming from like the Confunction and coming from like womp womp womp. So I didn't really connect with it, but with him, I felt like he was doing the musical stuff, but it was still hip hoppy. You know what I mean? So it was like a fusion that connected with me different than, because I'm listening to straight East Coast. I'm already I'm full blown like whatever Black Moon. Like the full blown East Coast cats. So to get me to listen to West Coast stuff, it was like,
Man, for real?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. But so Nate Fox, and then I think we talked about Lil Rick.
Oh yeah.
We
was kicking it for a minute. Well, shout out Lil Rick too.
So yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Lil Rick.
Like I just feel like it's just like a rite of passage. Like the studios in that time, the people, like it just, Locksmith and think Silky and like just a few people that I just kind of like, you know what I mean? But then it was so close to Vallejo, so it was Mac Mall and Ray Love, and it was just kind of like started spreading out like just the love for like Bay Area shit. So when they started popping up, I think Spice and shot like a video in North Richmond. I think it was like Welcome to the Ghetto or one of them videos was shot in North Richmond. And it was just like, shit was just kind of like bubbling around that time. You just, you just fall in love with it. You just be like, I'm about to go outside, be in the Tupac video. Like, get in the house, cuz you're not.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy. We did talk about you traveling with Jack and Jacka. You know what I mean? We talked about that relationship. Can you give some, some context, some historical, nature to your relationship with the Jack?
I met Jack through, I was in a group called Cali Fam, and PK was managing Cali Fam at the time. And then he also started managing Mob Figures and kind of like myself later on, like as a solo artist and different things. So I just was around. And Jack was around, and we just, just kicked it and just bonded. And he was like that with everybody, but once you kind of in the close quarters with him, you can see like the difference. And then we ended up traveling, going to Africa and doing a show out there with him and Freeway, myself and Dom Kennedy. And it's just one of those like just dope friendships outside of music, but started with music. Kind of felt like a high school, like a graduating class type vibe, you know what I mean? Where you just tap into the source, man. Like that's really the source. You know what I mean? Of like when things started to change and things felt different, kind of like them early 2000s, early 2004s and 5s, you just kind of like, you're watching legends being made, you know what I mean?
Literally watching it just,
and
then it becomes pretty much if anybody know Jack, how do you describe, man, that's the coolest, you know what I mean? Like, if you say anything different, then, man, Jack, the coolest. If you say anything below that, I don't even know if you could really be, you know what I mean?
Like,
straight up. So it's, man, RIP.
R.P. Jack's a million as well, man, for real.
And then even Johnny Cash, you know what I mean? Like he was a cold spitter.
Shit,
you know what I mean?
Come on, man. Yeah, Richmond had a few, you know what I mean?
Johnny Cash came by my crib maybe 2 weeks before he got killed.
Man,
I was gonna do a mixtape with him because I was in the mixtape. I was doing my DJ Clue Green Lantern mixtapes. You know, brought him to the crib. I was about to I was gonna have him on that that wild shit. But
straight up.
Yeah. So R.I.P. Johnny Cash, man. Yeah, Richmond.
A few, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Just a few, man. A few of us.
Yeah. All right, bar for bar.
Well, I mean, shit. Just what came to mind, like, is Richmond something that you really want to put up? Like, you carry that flag, basically, right? Like, you want people to know for sure. That's
it was
where
a
it's from.
choice. It was absolutely a choice.
Okay.
Like, my mom being Oakland, East Oakland, like specifically 73rd, all of that, and my dad being in Richmond, it was like kind of going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember him asking me, like, you could have easily just been like, I'm from East Oakland, but I heard you like, I was like, well, I made the choice because nobody puts Richmond on like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy. Like, I would be out of town and, where you from? The Bay Area. Where you from? Oakland. Where you from? San Leandro. You know, like I could see like the lies, like, you know what I mean?
That's right.
So everybody wanted to be from East Oakland. Like, it was like the coolest place in the world to be. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, but like, Richmond is giving me my like sauce. Like Richmond is, you know what I mean? So I made it very like deliberate to say Richmond.
Yeah. No, I mean, definitely. I think fewer people would kind of question you if you say you're from Richmond versus just Oakland. Which, I mean,
yeah, but still,
it
just felt like a void more so than like I don't ever want to use a city to like validate how like gangster something is. Like that's what it felt like, saying like, oh, I'm from Richmond, so don't fuck with me. And it was like, no, I'm from Richmond because that's like where I was born. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. like that's just the place
that's just what it is. Nice. You know what I mean? But not to use it as a shield to say I'm from East Oakland, so this equals this. Like that don't mean shit to me. Like, you know what I mean?
That didn't matter.
Man, we gotta. I don't know. I feel like we gotta get over all that shit. Don't keep it real.
Yeah, that shit corny.
This shit really.
Niggas don't want to live.
Yeah, man. Kind of, like we got enough barriers, separations. We chiseling out these little blocks. Like, come on. Once we get past that, we'll be able to see a lot of different elevations. You know what I mean? So we still on some. Like, hey, where you from? Nobody care though, man. Nobody care. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're not owning anything. You're not owning anything on that block. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a whole deep ass conversation.
Is it really?
I mean,
right back.
It is. Like,
I guess it is.
It's. I mean, there is depth to it. I won't say it's the deepest thing, but there's depth to it. It's, you know, niggas ain't never had nothing. This is all I have, is to represent this small area. This is all that I have.
Damn.
I can't rap. I can't draw. I can't hoop. I'm not that smart. No, on God, like, feel me? Like I'm saying, I'm being for real.
I got the block though.
This is all I got.
Not for real.
No. You hit it out.
You're right.
But the people that are from that same area that believe in themselves completely different, they wouldn't even mention it. They wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter. It's just two different mindsets. And some people are fortunate enough to know, like, you could do both. Nipsey could do both.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from here, but also I'm trying to go here. You feel me? And Kendrick is doing both. It's a lot of people that do both, you know what I mean? But when you do one or the other, I think that's when it's kind of like, all right, ain't no optionality in that shit. It ain't no, you're just looking at one. Like,
that's right. Tunnel vision up.
Yeah, so just do both. Like, rap where you from, but I mean, come on, man.
It doesn't have to be your whole personality.
Yeah. Let's not get crazy.
No, it's a whole world. It's a whole world. And that's why I feel like even, kind of getting back to what we're saying with LOEs, like, I feel like music, the sound now coming from the Bay is more You know,
It's diverse.
We could maneuver a little bit, got a little more wiggle room.
Yeah.
Whereas before, you know, I felt like it was real boxed in. Like you couldn't even, you know, we had Guapale was like you would think there was nobody else singing in the Bay except Guapale. You know what I mean? Crazy.
Yeah, why is that?
And you know, the what people would always say, like, it's so cost so much money to do some R&B, sing, you know, that was kind of like the
barrier.
the phoned in answer to why is there only one singer? Because it costs so much money. That was what I would hear, you know. But at least now we could, you know, we got soul singers, we got everybody, we got cats doing alternative, we got rock, which we've always had it. But it just it feels like now we got a chance to, we got platforms now to, you know, expose.
Why would that happen though? Why would that happen?
Why would what happen?
All of those excuses and all of those things. Why would why would that happen?
Let's break it down.
I don't know.
I really don't know.
You know?
I wish I did.
I don't know.
I don't expect y'all to know. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the weirdest, because I completely remember it. Like, you know, rap was just, you know, hey man, throw a beat on. But even though back then rap was still, it costs a lot to produce.
It does.
It costs a lot to produce.
It's probably cheaper than it's ever been now.
Oh.
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah. Cheap, yeah.
How do you want it?
Yeah, super cheap.
But
yeah.
you gonna get your
cheap, yeah, in a lot of different ways it's cheap. You know, we definitely
bro, what you say earlier? You said something about like the game is not giving it back to you. It's like somebody said Stockholm syndrome or something.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Stockholm syndrome. We put out, at least early, we put so much into it with nothing back. You feel me? So you gotta love it.
You see what I'm saying?
Say that on the mic, because he don't got a mic. So
He was just saying like you gotta love it in order for it to like not give you nothing back and you still be hella dedicated to it.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be low key insane.
yeah, psycho.
But that's how much, I mean, that's what love is supposed to feel like, I guess. I don't know. A one-way street.
Super psycho. No, man, that's
Sick.
yeah, man. You know this whole thing. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what
everything,
unconditional
you know?
love means.
Nah, fuck all that. that's what I'm saying. We got to introduce business so you don't feel like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it has to be a give and take because you're giving so much to go to the studio, write the song, take time away from your family, mix it, produce it, put it out, get an album cover, shoot a video, get on social media when I don't want to. Like to give you something for you to be like, oh, that was cool. Like,
Scroll.
shit mid.
Yeah. Scroll. That was
You're like,
cool.
no way you heard when I said that. No way you heard that. It took me 2 days to figure that metaphor out.
Yeah.
And you missed it.
And they just scroll.
You skipped over it. That's insane. Right, scroll, yeah, you scrolled over it.
Oh man.
It's like you're getting too rapidy rap. I'm done with it.
Too many words.
I don't want a dictionary when I'm listening to music.
Damn. Man, that's so cold blooded.
Could you somebody put on a rap song and says too many words in this rap song? That's crazy.
People say
That's
that.
the world we live in, yo.
Man.
Why'd you say 75 words in one sentence?
Too many.
I don't.
Hey,
Too many words, man.
so let's talk about. I want to talk about how did you feel about Kendrick with the Grand National thing? I know you've been asked 28,000 times.
I have.
Let me say my part. I guarantee, like, it wouldn't be the craziest thing for him to be like, inspiration. Let me run with it. You know, I got the platform, and we just won't scroll away. Man, that's hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did it? What was your first? You know, when it hit you over the head, what was your first take on it?
This answer is gonna be so boring.
No, it's good. No, it's good.
My initial thought was, damn, I don't think we capitalized enough. I I don't think as managing the brand of Grand National, I don't think I had enough of Bay Area home support. All the phone calls I got was like, hey, you know what's up, versus, hey, you know what I mean? Secondly, what is that gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, this is the biggest rapper in the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at this point. And I think that sometimes great ideas kind of cross paths. And as somebody who is just understanding how branding and shit like that works, I gotta either align with it or kind of just watch it happen. And I think watching it happen is gonna happen anyway when you got that kind of platform. There's nothing that, you know what I mean? Even if it is a phone call away. And a lot of times it is. Like I just bumped in a problem a couple days ago. Just, hey, like, just somebody I know, like, you know what I mean? So it's literally a call away, but it's to say what? Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. I think when you have a brand and you have leverage in that way, you're supposed to use it. And I think that's what happened. I think it was a dope idea. And I'm a fan of Kendrick, so like hearing some of the music from back in the day, talking about Grand Nationals and talking about what the car meant and all that, I think it is a coincidence that it's just one of the ones that I'm probably the only person literally experiencing that said
there's
feeling.
Nobody else that could even
right
empathize with you at all.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's something that, you know, we've been repping since 2020, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So to watch it, you know, 5 years later, kind of vamp into something different. I mean, it's dope because that was the point. The point was to rap. The point was to not be afraid to click up and people say, oh, the Bay Area don't work together. I was like, nah, I'm gonna make some phone calls and show people that that's not true. We can all work together. Like, yeah, we can sell vinyl. We can sell when nobody's doing nothing. Everybody's in the house scared. Like, I can rally people together to do that. So that's exactly what it was. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's a crazy thing too, because that was the time where everyone was like, no, we don't want to go nowhere. And actually convincing people and like, or not, I don't even know if you had to really convince them at that point.
Absolutely, I had to. Like, you know what I mean? Not
Fair.
Myself in that way, but that's strategy. That is a part of the strategy. Nobody's outside. How do we make music? And what's going to happen when the pandemic is over? What's going to happen when it starts? So let's try to position ourselves in a way that says we're outside.
Right.
Yeah, so that's part of the, it's a thought. It's a plan. Like, you know,
and that's what's super ill is that I've done it on the internet, on the internet. I've done it on Instagram, you know what I mean? Gave you a shout out,
wait a
you know
minute,
what I mean? But yeah, man, I want to say thank you for just, you know, being the Voltron, being that set off, you know, to create Grand National. Cause it definitely created a platform for me to get my production on as far as drums and ammo, and you know, we doing the collabs and all that stuff.
That shit's still hard.
Man, this thing
I
don't.
ain't gonna lie.
It doesn't get old. You know what I mean? It just get the stock rise. You know, the stock rose when you know, the Grand National when Kendrick dropped that.
No need to redrop. I mean, first, like, I appreciate y'all, like 100%. Sure. Like, you know what I mean? We definitely. That's really. You got a large in that? You got a. No, that's it. All right.
We would try to bring them back.
But definitely appreciate y'all for like these platforms and whatnot. And I mean, I helped create Grand National with a lot of people. It took a lot of people to make something like that. But the OGs that helped me see that things are just bigger than music, and you can actually like brand it in a real way without the help from a big infrastructure, and those people are really like dope and important, like 510 Media and Court and Nana and Sham and all of them people. Like, they really helped me a lot with just seeing a wider perspective. So yeah, Grand National was started a long time before it actually was a crew. It's like, how do we galvanize? Like, you know what I'm saying? How do we really do this? Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, like.
And it wasn't like you saying, man, it was a wild time, man. I was, and I thought, you know, if y'all weren't doing those things, I would have probably lost my mind though. Cause they kept my brain together. Like it'd be like DJ Jack, like, yo, man, they got the thing going. Let's go.
That's exactly the purpose. That was the mission. That was the only mission. Everybody in the house, let's go outside. If you're gonna get sick, you're gonna get sick outside too. Inside, it like you might as well be outside. So come outside with us. We got music, wear your mask, community, family, raps, and this is how we're gonna deliver it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was the goal, is to make sure people had a place that they felt like, all right, we can be comfortable here and we can rap. And that's pretty much it. Like everything else that spawns from that is, you know what I mean, that ain't got nothing to do with,
that's
the greater good.
That's the icing.
Yeah, you feel me?
That's crazy too, because if you look at like, no one's gonna really dig that deep into it. They might just look at it from the outside looking in. But clearly, it's been something that's been building for even before. You can't just throw this shit together in one day.
Nah, but I think that's what we talked about earlier. Like when you love music for real and you love art for real, it's bigger than yourself.
Yeah.
It's bigger than the rap. It's bigger than, okay, I got the hottest verse. Like that's, you know, when you in the ring, that you're supposed to feel that way.
Yeah.
But after that, nobody gives a fuck about these raps. Like nobody gives a fuck, bro. So how can we make this something that community can be a part of? How can we make this something where each individual feels like seen and all? We're back to like children. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you wanna go first?
Right.
Okay, go ahead, spit your rap. Okay, now get your ass back in line, because there's 30 other kids in this classroom.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this shit ain't about one nigga. Like this is a.
It's a community.
Yeah, it's a community. Like absolutely.
Man, hey man, if we could get that message out, I don't know.
They've been doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, Motown been a thing. They've been doing it. It's always the only thing that ruined it was everybody want to be the boss. Everybody can't be the boss. Like, you feel me? Like you feel me? Like that's the oldest rule in the book. Like, you feel me?
But it's still the one that we can't, you know what I mean?
I don't give a fuck if it's Rockefeller Records, if it's goddamn 50 Cent, whoever the fuck, bro. Nobody's immune to the ego. Nobody's immune to it.
I mean, that's a lot like what we talked about with Skino. It's like something like, yeah, you can rap, but maybe that's not your place. Maybe you gotta do, like, you can still be involved, but you can do other things. Like maybe you're a dope ass photographer. You can promote people real well. Like you can still be involved and do stuff, but you don't have to be at the forefront. Like you don't have to be like, oh no, I'm doing all this shit. Like kind of like play your part, but in a nice way.
Ego says, "Who the fuck are you to tell me to play my part?"
Yeah, there you go. Boom.
Facts. That's the
opposed to, you know what, bro? You right. Let's get to where we trying to get to,
right?
And I can help.
Yeah. No, that's 100% right.
It's just fucked up. Shit fucked up, man.
Just two different voices yelling into a brick wall.
Man.
Cold game.
Well.
All right, let me get to the back of the line. I have my moment.
Cold game. Yeah.
Yeah, no, rap music is the only place I really see that, though. I think it's rap music and dare I say, hip hop culture.
Okay, man. See,
but
so now you get to the bigger.
Yeah, I mean, you two be up there old as fuck. Nobody said nothing. Nigga hit 30, they like, oh, what's up, OG? You like, goddamn. Like,
what's up? What's up?
This shit crazy.
It's like, bro, you're 2 years younger than me.
Crazy.
What's up, Unc?
It's just no respect for the culture of what rap music is. It's just insane, bro. It's only 50 years old. The genre is only 50 years old.
Man, but here's...
Our nigga OG, the genre is only 50.
Only 50 years old, but...
That's wild.
He's younger than your mom. You feel me? In most niggas' case, hip-hop is younger than your mom.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can't...
But you don't respect the niggas in the culture.
Yeah, that's still
it's
that's
insane.
still in there.
It's still alive.
Yeah, it's still alive, moving around. Like Africa Bambaataa, they say, hey, he was a big part of it. He's still alive, like, and they say he was. I mean, I know the New York cat. Anybody from New York is gonna be like, hey, well, as far as I know, being on the West Coast, everyone is saying African Bambaataa was a big part of it. So he's still moving around. We can talk to him, but the respect level, it's just not there. I feel like, oh, wait a minute, we got a caller. Caller. Okay. Well, what I was gonna say was, it gets into a bigger discussion of the respect. Music is a small, like I feel like a small microcosm of, Black culture. So I feel like as a cat that's been in it, in a different phase of it, I feel like we haven't bridged the gap. There's a disconnect between us and the newer cats that are going. And the part of it is cats that are in a different bracket. It gets back to the ego. I'm still trying to get put on. We heard it before. I'm trying to put myself on. So I'm not really worried about the young cat that needs that type of like mentorship to like usher him in. But man, what's going on? We just turned into a drum session? Ooh. Oh, we just turned into the funky drummer.
You're probably straight.
Yeah.
Cool. Is it picking up on the? Nah. As long as it's not picking up.
I don't think it would.
Yeah, you just gotta filter that out.
Damn, that fool turned into real funky drummer. Turned into Questlove.
Go back and stole on. They said no.
He said,
shut your mouth.
Had the power to do
he said, he's still practicing.
with a drumstick. He gonna pull a drumstick out of his ass.
Damn. We're gonna go over there if it takes too long for him to come back. You know what I'm saying?
Lord.
Make sure you're all right.
You all right?
Got to flip somebody real quick.
Then probably turn shit up over
Got
there.
to tighten them up. You good? Oh,
Nah,
man.
Cool.
Damn, Benet, man, go ahead, hold us down,
Straight
man. Hold
up.
us
All right, what
down.
was you saying, bro?
No, I was just saying that what we see in hip hop as far as being able to develop younger cats coming into the game, I feel like there's a break off between and it just gets into the OG. Who's the real OGs? Who's the cats that you can really look up to that got jewels instead of just the cat that just OG just because he lived. He just happened to live to be 55. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we need
still get jewels from that man, though.
So what?
You can still get jewels from
Yes, you
that
can.
man. Like
You can.
that's the part about this. It's like the wino at the store got jewels.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if he drunk. Feel me? Like if he say some crazy shit, I'm gonna write that shit down. Every Blue Moon came like that.
Mm.
Somebody screamed that out at a liquor store somewhere. I was like, what the fuck was that?
Mm.
That's our album title, though. Thank you, OG Knock.
That's hard. That's hard.
Yeah, you feel me?
But that needs to happen though. Like that's important. But I don't feel like there's enough of that happening. I feel like that's why when we see hip hop, or the way I've seen it, is we see these break-offs where there's no, you're like, oh, shit that I grew up listening to, there's no signs of that. Like there's no influence. It feels like the younger cats are like, oh, we're on our own page. And we're trying to do whatever. We're trying to go the opposite direction of what y'all was doing. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So that's what hip hop is.
That's part of it. It's part of the youth being like, this is our time.
Being rebellious and rebelling against.
But at the same time, it's not even about so much the music. It's more about just being able to do the connect and being like, okay, I understand what you're doing. I may not listen to it, but I can still support your mission, your growth. as opposed to being
again,
like,
man.
I don't like what you. Since I don't understand it, I don't need to support it. You know what I mean?
I think this is really the only. I won't say the only because I haven't done hella research on this.
No,
This is-
I know.
but
I know you're going though. Yeah.
This feels like the only culture where you don't have to have an initiation, where you need to know. Like, if this was the medical field and the doctor just didn't know whoever Grandmaster Flash was, I don't want you operating on me. Like, I don't want. This feels to be the only thing where you can just buy a laptop and just, I'm a rapper. You don't need to know nothing. You don't need to love other artists. You don't need to love the art form. You can get on any podcast and be like, this a lick. This a lick.
Man.
I don't really give a fuck about this shit. I'm just making music to. You know what I mean? Like,
We suffer from it though. We
so I
definitely
just
suffer.
never, you know what I mean? I never seen it like that before, where the cost of entry is so low. You know what I mean? You're just like, all right.
We
You
need more
don't gotta
gatekeepers.
you don't gotta love it. You can just
See,
You got people that don't love anything about the culture, able to profit off of it, in positions to basically have say so on the culture, right? And it's like, I feel like we start focusing on things. People start focusing on shit that's not timeless, too. Like, that's why, like, once you reach like a certain amount of time, like, if you look at people like Wu-Tang, they can still tour. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like we don't, now, like where it's at now, like we're not allowing things to appreciate because it's all so fast.
yeah, man.
You feel what I'm saying? And I think the only way around that is focusing on things that can be timeless, because shit is so fly by night now that it's like, it's gonna be in one ear and out the other. So we got so many fucking famous people, famous rappers, so many people that don't even matter, people that do view making music as a work, right?
pure. Pure. Yeah, it's getting sad in here, huh?
I mean,
That's
Well,
that
but, I mean,
Stockholm-
but we
that
love it.
Stockholm
That's it.
kicking
We
in.
love it. We love it. That's how much, you know what I mean?
so we gotta feel some sort of way
We all
about
been
it.
in love with a hood rap before.
Yeah.
About you, Benet?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. What's her name?
Brianna.
Brianna. Fucking Brianna.
She whooped my ass too.
Oh, see? Like that, like next door was about to do.
Touch my drums.
No crackheads next door. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Probably even
Yeah,
That'd be cool. That'd be
All
cool.
right, all right, all right.
they just play louder.
Right.
can't hurt it now.
Now they gonna play loud now. Baby, now.
You said you started listening to hip hop in 2006.
Damn near, yeah.
That's
That's really when I
insane
got
to me.
into
Yeah,
it.
that's the other.
That's insane to me.
That was a trip. Yeah. That
And
one
now
kinda
it's
hit
just
me
pure
over the
coke rap.
Not purely, but a lot of it is. Yeah.
Damn. Nah, that stuck out. That stuck
No,
out. I was
yeah.
like, damn, he needed, and you was asking questions, but you didn't say nothing about that. I was like, what?
Yeah, no, you can just let that. You
Yeah.
start off with Lupe Fiasco, now you just listen to West Side Gun.
Right. I'm like, whoa.
No, that
Yeah.
2006 that hit me over. I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, 06. Yeah, that was crazy.
31.
Yeah, makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, that's when I was like in middle school, really
Yeah.
starting to explore music more.
That makes sense.
Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah, that's love. So good.
I mean,
Yeah.
and then I just started getting way into it,
Mm.
into weirdo shit like MF Doom, and that's all I listened to for like 2 years.
Bro. Nah, that's bars though.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
See, Doom not weird now though. You know, Doom is pretty much, that's either commercial damn near. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doom.
Right.
What's up?
He's like a household name now down there.
Right.
Which
It
is what a world to
Larger
live
than
in.
life
Who would have?
now.
You would have never. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I would have never thought that we'd even be talking about MF Doom like this. You know what I mean? But that's. I guess that's like consistency and it's really like his story. So
he went through
bugged
so
out,
much shit, too.
But bringing it back to
Wow.
Kevin
Yeah.
Allen.
yeah,
It's kind of in the same realm of being able to, when you rebrand and you come back and you figured out ways to twist it to where folks are like, yeah, I seen what was happening here. Turn the page, and you hit that stride to where now you lock in and all this stuff starts to make sense. You know what I mean? And but I'm just saying, like, there's not a lot of instances where we even get to see like what Doom did, going from
Zev Love X.
Zev Love X, you know what I mean, to Doom, and then to King Ghidorah, you know what I mean, and Victor Vaughn and all that. So it's like a privilege to be able to see that type of evolution, and that's why, like, even in the Bay, like, I don't remember anybody being able to be like, yo, this is me. Oh, I'm flipping it, and I'm gonna turn it upside down. You know what I mean? Because that's what I felt like what you did. Like, you turned it upside down. It was like, all right, this is what I was doing, but
He dead.
Yeah.
I just posted this and Eric the Jerk dead.
Damn.
Get over it.
Yeah.
You
That's
feel
what it
me?
sound like, though.
Yeah, he dead.
Before I
Damn.
get up out of here, I just want to say, bro, I had did a show in Berkeley at Yak,
Yeah.
and I opened for you.
Swear.
You was the first person to inspire me to. We didn't end up meeting because I left during your set. You was the first person to inspire me to perform with live instruments.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, and
That's
it was
crazy.
like it was right when you I think it was right around the time that you changed your name. I don't know. when that
Kevin
was.
Allen Project.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 2017,
Yeah, it
2016,
was right
something
around
like
that time.
that.
So it said on the flyer.
2017, yeah,
It was
2017.
it was Berkeley Parks and Recreation. I
Damn.
had to put that on, and so it was like Kevin Allen, formerly known as, Whoop. I came, I seen your whole band set up, and I was like, damn. I feel like when I was younger, I'm like, all right. I was always looking for the next progression in what I wanted to do. You feel me? And I care about my life. So
Jeez.
like that was for sure. Sport.
Damn, bro, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. Like, that's what that shit is for.
So you're leaving during the set again?
You leave it during my set again?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's tap in soon.
And it's real live.
Man, really.
See you. Yeah, I don't even know where we're at now.
Well, we just talked about Doom.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we talked
Yeah,
about
man,
Doom.
Doom.
But
I think what I was thinking was if I can brand Grand National, and if I can rebrand Irk the Jerk into something else, then I can brand other things and other people like this. If I can't rebrand myself, then I can't. How can I expect to rebrand a Grand National? You know what I mean? So let me try this first.
Yeah.
It's gonna take time. All right. Okay. And if you don't know who Irk the Jerk is, great.
It's even better.
It's even
It's
better.
a fresh start.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's already hard to convert people to. It's hard to get people to do something small consistently. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's gonna take a while. You know, it's been about 8, 9 years at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You feel me? I still get the okay, Mr. Allen. I still get those people, but you know what I mean? For the most part.
But I mean, I feel like, you had a hit. I think we talked about this in the interview too. Like you had a hit song, relatively speaking, but it was in the Bay. It was it was pretty solid.
I was on Billboard, man. It hit the low, but we was up there, top 100.
Yeah, we was on there though. But even then, you didn't decide to like ride it out. You were still like, oh, I got this hit, kind of moving. Then you still turn the channel on. You turn the channel on it, like, I don't need to ride that. I'm gonna go ahead and make a move. You know what I mean?
Well, some of it is conscious choice because Hands Up came after that. So it was still music from that album that was like getting played. And just still putting out music, and you know what I mean? Like, that was the moniker, that was the name. So it's never like, fuck Irk the Jerk. It ain't never like that. But there is a point where, you want to be able to look yourself in the mirror and feel like that's me. And that was just that point where I just felt like, okay, this is me. Like, this feel, and not just because my name is different, but we rock other people's names on our shirts all the time, bro. Who the fuck is Calvin Klein, bro? Why can he not be Kevin Allen? Who is Tommy Hilfiger? Why could it not be me? Like, you know what I mean? So I just felt like that's an easy thing to do. For me, like, you know what I mean? For other people, I know it's hard to kind of like take on something new and be like, geez, we didn't even barely like Irk the Jerk shit. You gonna just switch it up? You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
fuck it. Like, you know what I mean?
Funky fresh.
Fuck it, Benet.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Bar for bar, what you got?
Oh, I was just gonna go over. Don't overthink it for a minute.
Yeah, that's what I said.
We're
In the beautiful Whoa Studios.
Whoa.
Don't overthink it, Ben. Show yourself. There he is. Straight up, straight up.
Benet kind of touched on it a little bit when we talked to him, but what was kind of your intention going into that project?
Sheesh. To challenge myself musically, to put something out that was melody driven, more so than rap driven, you know what I mean? And just lean into the songwriter aspect of what it is that I do, and production wise, lean into different things that maybe I haven't done before, just to try it, to see. Yeah.
And I think I remember right around the time it dropped, you put out a tweet saying, it was something like talking about irks for like the spring, summertime, and then the raps are for the winter.
Oh yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah,
I've been waiting
absolutely.
for winter. I'm like, damn, where's
Right,
these
'cause
raps
you wanted
at?
them cocaine raps. I know. You want me to get back on the cocaine raps? Yeah, I mean,
I feel that.
Yeah. Rap music makes me feel like hoodied up outside, and summertime is like for the fun. So I just want to anchor something more in a coming through a heartbreak phase of life. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, people get their heart broken and they be like down and out and like depressed, versus like, okay, this is definitely something I need to grow through.
Right.
So
It's like a learning experience.
yeah. Let me learn from it. These are the things that I learned. These things I learned about myself, about life, about, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Right.
And in wintertime, we could rap.
Yeah.
I don't play them games. I just want to say this. This the camera? Is this the camera on me? Remember when R. Kelly was... Never mind. Stop playing with them raps. There's a lot of y'all playing with them raps. Foo, foo, hee, jibba jabba, jibba jabba.
Damn.
Boo. Boo,
Yo, that
boo,
sounded
boo.
hard, though.
Boo your ass.
Damn. Woo.
I hate it.
Shots fired.
Bar for Bar podcast. Okay, let's making sure we're on the right podcast.
Ooh.
Lot of foo-foo out there. A lot of foo-foo. Saying a bunch of big words and not really saying nothing. Lying in them raps.
Damn.
These your people?
Somebody
Benet shook his head. Yeah, these your people. Yeah.
Somebody got to say it,
Y'all
though.
got to get back to that real, to the real.
Yeah.
To the
It's
real,
on the way,
man.
though. I feel like it's on the way. You know what I mean? I feel
It's
like
on the way. All right. Me, man. I've just been tame. I've been tame
Yeah.
for a long time. Last few years, I've been really like, let me just see. I enjoy the culture. The Bay Area is home. There's no need to, you know. But this is how I started.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely like, fuck all that weak ass shit. So, you know. 2006, you say. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. I keep it funky. You know, I was already, you know, when Too Short started dropping stuff, I was already listening to Public Enemy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was kind of like,
yeah.
I was already like, I was in that kind of echelon, and I kind of just stayed there. It was like, I felt like this is where it was just more progressive. You know what I mean? It just
Absolutely. That's what you're saying. I was both.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
I was both.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't let go of Short. I couldn't. It was the bass lines, the way I was introduced to the music. Dangerous Crew and Banks. I couldn't. I mean, shit. As a young kid, it was Run DMC and LL Cool J and Chubb Rock or whatever was playing.
Yeah.
Anything that was like radio ready, that sounded like big hit music, Crush Groove and all that type of shit. Like, that was how I was tapped into the East Coast, through like those outlets and those movies and those.
Yeah.
So I had bass shit, and then I had just import of like other shit. So I needed both.
That's good, though.
I needed the South.
Yeah.
I needed all of that, bro. Damn. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I couldn't
See, I think since I'm a touch older, you know what I mean? Got a couple more. It was easier for me to go. I started here with it as it began, and I just stayed in that category, you know what I mean? And then it was like, oh, Brother Lynch Hung. I like Brother Lynch Hung. You know what I mean? That was my introduction into like, all right, so
People are making raps.
Shout out Brother Lynch Hung too.
Yeah.
I just wanna go on record to say that. Shout out Brother Lynch Hung. He don't get enough credit. Shout out AWOL and SIBO. They don't get enough credit. Shout out Tom Mattel, Brownie Blends, you know what I mean? One of the rawest MCs. You know what I mean? Shout out Yuck Mouth MC. Mr. Ill.
Mr.
MC
Ill,
rapping around and Dilly Dog FM Blue. Shout
Father
out just
Dom.
the whole Father Dom. Like, you know what I mean? Just shout out to those 3 times, Keek, Adrian Man, boy, just the rappers that was really gassing in the mid-90s that kind of pushed the culture forward. But we got out of just single rhymes, it was double rhymes, it was metaphors, it was like, you know what I mean? It really was gas. East Oakland in particular just had a different way of talking and rapping, and the shit was gas. And it was mob music. Before the hyphy, it was mob music. I just want to say that real quick. Because a lot of times we skip over mob music and go straight to hyphy. And I'm like, hold on. Like, mob existed. And mob really like Jack, Huss, you know what I mean? Like, the Figs. Like, you feel me? Like, it was just a whole wave of that. So, them people that inspired me outside of East Coast shit, those rappers, those MCs from out here really inspired me to like, yeah, come on, Seidel. You feel me?
That's a clip. We got to get that clip right there. That's a good one.
Yeah, no, for sure. I got you one. I got you one.
That was a good clip.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
for
no,
real.
man. That's kind of like you just ran down like my introduction into West Coast. You know what I mean? You know, Yuck just couldn't lose. Yuck just couldn't lose.
Come on, man.
You know what I mean?
Our relation, the double album, it's the City of Dope, and the like. You know what I mean? Like, them the songs I know, like, by heart, gun to your head. Like, City of Dope, Yuck Mouth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm off.
God, man.
I was just going to let it sit for a second.
No, we just, you know what I'm saying? We just vibing, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, we're just
That's
vibing,
crazy.
man.
That's
Great.
the second Brother Lynch Hung shout out we've got on these.
For real.
Hamza did it first.
Swear, straight up.
No, man.
Dog, shit done calm down.
No.
Gang banging done played out about a year since I've been around. Nah, they be going crazy. What?
You picked the one, too.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh, you picked.
I'm gonna pick the one. On
Yeah.
every, I'm gonna
That's
pick the
the
one on
one
every. I'm
one.
gonna pick the one. Yeah. I'm gonna pick the one. What was y'all first like? Y'all first song where you were like, you know what? I love rap music and this is it. Like the song where you left Earth.
Oh.
It's probably some Lupe Fiasco for me, honestly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you said dumb it down.
Dumb It Down was one of the first things I did, but then the cool, like just the track itself, and then like realizing, oh shit, people can connect songs to each other on different albums, and that shit was wild to me. Just opened up a whole different. It's like, oh shit, you can make a concept album. It's like, it doesn't have to just be a bunch of random tracks.
Damn, man. I'm gonna say the ones I left Earth. Oh, it's easy. I mean, it's super old. It's not even in any realm. It was on Cold Crush Brothers. So you gotta do the Google, whatever. But it's Cold Crush Brothers. If you heard Jay-Z, he was like, gotta give it up to the Cold Crush or whatever, like they had a song called, I think it was called Cold Crush Brothers too. Like literally the song was, but it was just a song, like I can remember being a kid and just being tucked in the corner of my house and just playing that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, it's us, Cold Crush, old school shit, completely old school shit. But to me, I felt like that was the one that made me go, that was the one I listened to non-stop, you know what I mean? And I still listen to stuff like that. Still like a, Psycho, you know what I mean? Still listen to shit,
Over, same way. Not much rap, but the same way. Back in the day, for sure.
So what you listen to now? You know what I mean? What's jazz or
Man.
soul?
hella soul music. Hella soul music. Like a ridiculous
Old and new?
amount. Both. Like new it's gonna be like Salt, Cleo Soul or something like that. It's gonna be like Bilal, like you were saying, as far as it's not new, but you know what I mean? It's not 70s, 80s, and then there's some of that shit. It's a lot of that. A lot of Marvin, Stevie, just like Anita, like that kind of shit. And then stylistics, Al Green, shit like that, you know what I mean?
Is that that was what folks were playing in the crib when you were growing up?
Yeah, I think Pops was like older, and then Mom's was like Bobby Brown, New Edition, Janet, like she was like current, like she was turned up, more turned up, and Pops was more just like, but he also introduced me to rap though, so that was the give and take. Like he would play a bunch of old ass shit, but he would also come in the house like, "Do you know Method Man?" And I'm like, "No, who was this?" And then you like, "Oh shit!" Like so, shit like that.
Was that a bond? You know, did that create the between you and Pops? Like,
since the very beginning, since I was old enough to understand. Like at 4 or 5, I think that's when I'm Bad, LL Cool J, and Run DMC and all that was starting to become like a thing. So that was the first shit that we bonded over that I can remember.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, yo.
Damn. Okay.
Like I knew that shit by heart. Like play it again. Like, you know what I mean? Play it again.
I was gonna say some LL when he was talking about one of the first ones, but it was the album. It was his first album. It was called Radio. So that was one of the ones that I think that was one of the ones that kind of enlightened everybody that there was a possibility of like you can be like a superstar. LL Cool J was kind of like the first like ladies love Cool J. You know, that was a whole different. That was new. That was new to hip hop. Because up to that point it was just rah, 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 rah. It wasn't like I need love. You know, so
slaps.
And Pops had you? He had you?
Yeah, that was my first. Outside of like Charlie Wilson or something that I could kind of hear rapping, kind of on some of the Gap Band shit. And New Edition was rapping, kind of on certain, on some of the songs. But LL was the first like
all the way through.
Celebrity that I saw on TV jumping around and shit, gold chains on, looking like he was having money. The videos was looking like movies and shit at the time.
Yeah,
it was like, oh, this shit, this some real shit. Like, you know what I mean? And you can see that now, you can see the difference. Like, Kool Moe Dee and LL did not look like the same type of star. And I'm like, oh shit, this shit. You know what I mean?
Damn, okay.
Damn. Like,
did your folks do any, were they musical or artists or Pops?
Not that I know of.
Did Pops do photography? You just had? Just
on the side type shit. But like for family and stuff like that, but not as an art form.
Okay.
I really think the art comes from just really not having hella resources and wanting to do something. So I think I just grew up feeling like, man, I can learn anything I put my mind to. Like I can learn how to take pictures. I can learn how to make beats, right? If this kid next to me in class can draw, then I'm sure I can draw. Like, you know, it's not even a thing. I'm just a little bit more sick in the head where I'm going laser focus in until I know how to do that shit.
Yeah.
So when it come to rap, it was the same. Like,
same thing.
Yeah, fucking crisscross. These they can't be that old. They writing this shit. So I thought they was writing it. I didn't know Jermaine Dupri was writing. Shout out to bro. You said Bow Wow.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot of so deaf.
Yeah,
but crazy. Yeah, I didn't know that they wasn't writing it. Damn. You know what I mean? So I just started learning how to like make music. Like, you know what I mean?
But you talked about the entry point. And that's even like as a DJ. I know the entry point was a lot more critical because you couldn't just be like, wake up and go, hey, I'm a DJ now. You had to be wake up and be like, oh, I'm going to save $650 for that turntable, and then I'm going to save another $650. And then that mixer is, so that was my life, like Jesus trying to just Christ. Figure it out. But I feel like that was, when you have to go through that chamber, it's a little bit more severe, a little bit more serious. You know, it's not just wake up and... Shout out Poor Man Dre.
What's that? I said shout out Poor Man Dre and the Razor Studios and all the people that I had to pay. I got to pay these people for their time. I have to pay these people. And Preston and El Cerritos, the Classic Studio. And I just, until I was able to buy my own equipment and buy a microphone and You know what I mean? People that like shot me some bread, like I need a computer, I need a woo woo. Every time you need the programs, you need the crack version, you need this. Like you spend all your time and energy to learn just how to record. And then the shit trash for 3 or 4 years, and then you still like, damn, it's just a sick ass thing. But the cost of entry was high back then.
That's right.
And it's a sick world. It's a sick world, man. You bought 100,000 in before you even
before you even start getting anything that serious.
Man.
And now people just record in their bedroom.
Man.
Never listen to a rap song in their life.
I'm still amazed. I don't care. I'm still amazed when I open my laptop up and push Pro Tools, and I'm like, this is crazy.
Bro,
I remember getting the real, you know what I mean? This is the OG segment of the interview, obviously.
OG segment. G.
Oh, but you know, you got to buy that reel-to-reel tape, and you only got, you know, I get 50 minutes on it, and you couldn't just keep punching in because that thing will snap on you, you know? So it's just, I feel happy to still, like I was saying, I'm happy to still be a part of it, just to appreciate just the, you know, being able to pop up on the computer and do 10,000 takes. Yeah, the homie had we did tape, ADAT for a minute, like early on. And the homie had a 1680 rolling recorder track. And I was still we had like a studio that had like a small board, something like that. And then Pro Tools. So right when I started to become like serious about making music, Pro Tools had kicked in. So it was kind of like I saw the wave for the first 5 or 6 years, like coming out of like high school into like adulthood. And it was like, oh, we got Pro Tools now. We get, you know, big. Damn. Just bounce it again. Yeah, pause. Bounce it again. Yeah. Do it again. No, we good. I'll come back tomorrow. Wow, psycho. What a world that is, man. Crazy world, man. Shout out rap music, man. We love you, even though you don't love us back. No. Man, fuck you, Brianna. That's your girl. That's your ex-girl named Brianna? Yeah, fuck you, Brianna.
Oh my God.
You broke Benet's heart. He ain't been the same since.
I used to love her.
Man.
It's a relationship. It really is, man. That's why cats retire from it, because they just can't. It's a obligation. You know, once you lock in with it, it's a cult. You can't just step away from it
unless you Post Malone.
Man, anyway though, no, you don't. This is a different.
I know.
This is really like this is the segment where it's like, this is the black segment. This is where you can't just be like, or the brown segment. You can't just stop and be like, I'm, because you've created a whole life that's been,
intertwined to the art. It don't matter if you're at the grocery store and you see somebody that want to beat, or you see somebody that want to feature, or you can't.
It's never going to end. It's never going to end.
It's a blessing and a curse. It always is. It's a dope thing, but
that's why it's more than music, though. That's why when people talk about, hip hop, it's not selling or it's not. Man, I almost feel like we're out of pocket for selling hip hop sometimes. Damn. You know what I mean? I feel like when we put we commodify it. I feel like it's a way that we're able to communicate that shouldn't even be out. Like, we shouldn't be thrown out there for mass consumption. It's weird. I don't know. I feel like there's a bigger purpose for this.
Also, I ain't been rhyming like common sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, on some level, I think Kendrick is a great example of how I can do both. I can give you this message loud and clear, and also sell every record and win every award. Pick your poison. Like, you know what I mean? I think there's a way to do it.
I think he's the pinnacle of being able to really,
But he comes from that same cloth, that Jay-Z,
he's in that lineage.
He's a student.
Yeah, he's a student, and he comes from, like you're saying, he's done his due diligence.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You could tell he's not anybody who's in there like on some light. Everything is heavy. You know what I mean? Even though, you know, some of them
I feel like,
weren't probably not that heavy, but
yeah.
he's tricky though, man. Because even the simple stuff, he still got a little,
It's catting.
yeah.
He be catting in the best way. Catting. I'm sure Not Like Us was written in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
positive
right.
of it.
And then I said on 15, you put up that 30. I was like, man, 15, 20.
Maybe 15. Yeah. Like, I'm sure. Like, you know what I mean? Once you're in the rhythm and you're making fun of somebody that you don't respect at all, like the jokes. Do you know how funny 69 God is? That's hilarious. You know how much of a cat you got to be to say that?
He just had it in the pocket.
Yeah, that's something
Ready
that
to
he
go.
already was saying to people. Like, right, you feel me?
Finally.
He probably talked like that. So them kind of records are fun. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I completely enjoy the dumbed down version. When people say it's too lyrical,
Yeah.
Okay.
it's too lyrical, he's too lyrical, he's too lyrical.
Like, I bet.
Here's GNX where I'm not being lyrical at all. I can
He
win
was
either
upfront
way.
about it too.
Yeah, I can win either way. So you feel me? I just completely respect the cat off.
Yeah.
This is easy.
Yeah. I could do this. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a mixtape. I can do this in my sleep. Call the young homies, get on this. Yeah, okay. Oh, you want to roast?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a pedophile. Like, you're a 69.
Roast.
You're a 69 guy.
Sheesh.
It's just hilarious.
Damn, dude.
It's fucking hilarious.
I almost feel like this though. This is my theory, man. You know, like Africa, we're using the drums to communicate. You know what I mean? We communicating to different tribes through these drums. What happens when you take that drum and you turn that into a product? You know what I mean? You say, oh, this communication that we using to, hey, they about to head over there. Da-da-da-da-da. What happens when you go, okay, oh man, that's clean. We're gonna take that drum sound and we're gonna mass produce it for everyone to listen to. What happens to that communication between the tribes? I feel like that's the point where we're at, where we had this communication that we can use to because that's what it was. You know what I mean? That's what it was. We on the West Coast, but they're letting us know on the East Coast, oh, this is what's happening over here. I feel like we're at that point where we've took this gift, and I don't know.
You know what you just made me think of? I had two thoughts, but you just made first. Yes, I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
I think we just make more drums. I think we have unlimited slang. We have unlimited ways to communicate. And I think I could give you the same tools I got and you're going to make something completely different. It'll never be authentically me. Like, it'll never be, no matter what you do, no matter how you do it. Like, that's why photography is so rare. It's just like, we all got the same camera. We all got the same square. But how I angle it, how you angle it, completely different. My style is different than your style. And it's unlimited style. So I do feel like the culture needs to get the money. We got to just do a better job at supporting each other when it's something that's dope. If it's weak, then whatever. But if it's something dope, just tell somebody. It don't cost nothing to be like, hey, bro, this shit hard. But listen to this. It's free to do that, you know what I mean? But you made me think about what he said the East Coast was telling the West Coast what was popping. I feel like when the West Coast started telling the East Coast what was popping over here, turn that shit off. Cut it off. I feel like it was like we was getting accused of dumbing it down.
True indeed.
We was getting accused of being wacky MCs because it wasn't.
True indeed.
You see what I'm saying?
True
So I was like, no, this is just our version of what we see. It's police brutality, is this, is. And they like, we don't want to see that shit. So I think it started a long time ago with is that considered real or what's real? Well, it started here. It didn't start there. Opposed to, that's the art form, this is our art form. We're sharing something for the greater good. It felt immediately like ego to me. Damn. Like, because again, I'm loving both. I don't got Biggie and Pac playing. I don't give a fuck if they don't like each other. This Ready to Die shit is crazy. This life after death is crazy. Me against the world is crazy. I'm playing them both. And nobody's gonna tell me I can't play both of these albums. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just felt like just a lot of cat ass shit was happening. Like we was killing the culture from the inside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On some level. Not saying there's not other things going on, but
we
people
still
was
paying
beefing.
for that though too.
Still.
We still paying for Biggie and Pac. You know what I mean? Like that's still.
It wasn't worth it.
Mm-mm.
Could you imagine, like, you at 25, 26 years old, the shit you was saying, the shit you was thinking and doing, you was thinking like a 25-year-old.
I don't think they were 25 though. I think you giving them they 23, 24.
You feel me?
Crazy.
Like hella young. You know what I mean? Hella young.
To be completely different people now.
It's crazy.
Bar for bar, we
crazy.
got.
Let me see that notebook. What's in there?
Just a bunch of random shit.
The sketches, recipes. Shit.
Why you gotta put that on me?
Damn. He want me to leave. Right. No, I got you. I got the reference. He said the D word. Him right there.
Hey, man.
In case he cuts it out.
Right.
Oh, that's different. Oh,
Roll up, Ben. Roll up. What's up? You want me to pass you my lighter?
that's me light there.
Now, how y'all feel though? Like, you know what I mean? How y'all feel about the state of things, man?
I feel, man, as a whole, I feel like hip hop's in a weird place. There's a lot of good music out there, but it's not necessarily what's being put in the forefront. Which, I mean, it is what it is. And people will always say, oh, hip hop's not good, or there's nothing out there right now. But take a second, you go look. There's dope music out there. It's just kind of underappreciated almost.
I love it, man. And I love it. I love that it's not selling, so there's no money to be made. So if you don't really want to do it, then you should move out the way. If you're doing it for
Go
money,
do something else.
you should do something different. Let the folks that are, really locked in, that are about trying to push the thing forward, let them, because they're gonna be here anyway. So so that's what I love where it's at, and I love when people say that it's starting to fall off as being the most popular genre.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I take that, I welcome that, because there's gonna always be the creatives that stay in there.
Yep.
Because this is what we do. You know what I mean? It's not attached to any price tag or any, I got to get this out of it because I'm going to do it anyway. So you could tell me right now I'm not going to make this, but tomorrow we're going to still be in the studio. We still going to be, that's what I'm going to say. You know what I mean? I love it.
Absolutely. I fuck with that.
Gets all the extra people out of the way.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's always opportunity. It's always opportunity, especially with rap. This bully ball anyway. Like, I you know what I mean? I personally cannot stand the pretending to be nice and the, for why? Like, why are we, you know what I'm saying? Stop it. Take your panties off. Take your panties off and rap.
Rap, man. Come on.
And rap.
Yeah.
Everybody rap. It's a lot of dope shit out there, bro.
For sure.
And I honestly, in my soul, believe this is a big number, but 90% of it is dope in some form or fashion. Even if you don't really
True indeed.
like it or fuck with it, like,
Yeah.
I hear something dope in it, like whether it's trap, whether it's soul, whether it's boom bap, whether it's
chill.
commercial party, strip club.
All of
What-
it. I
all
feel
of
like
it is
all of it is
dope.
stepped up. All of
It's
it.
elevated. Future is elevated. Trap, strip club, but it's the top upper echelon of that
Yeah, it's
genre. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you know where that family tree comes from and Dungeon Family, and you can start hearing the musicality in that shit. It's like, no, that's insane. As far as like the other shit, like the rap shit that we talking about, rap. Just rap.
Because you could rap in any, like you were saying, it's a strip club joint. You could still rap, which is happening. So it's like, Yeah, man.
Yeah, shout out to rap
LOE
music,
came in
man.
here. He was talking. That was he kind of alluded to that, you know. But I feel like in all the different segments of rap, it's all leveled up, just skill wise. You know what I mean? So
keep your pen sharp. You get on there catting off. I'm gonna talk about your mama on this song. I'm gonna make you rap. them hot summer nights in Vegas where it's out there catting off, letting them boy bust up your back. I'm gonna rap about it. I'm gonna put it in them. You feel me? We gonna talk about it. I know what you did last summer. You know what I'm saying?
It's getting mad specific.
Mad specific.
Damn.
A lot of MCs be playing, yo, especially in the Bay Area, pitching in your kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Shout out for RP Pimp C.
we're gonna clip this. Clip this one. This is a good clip. Controversial.
We just look. I just want to rap.
Rap, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Just let him rap.
Anybody that know me for real, if you know me for real, like back in the day, for real, like, fuck whatever single you know, this, that, and the third. As far as for real, rapping, don't play with me. Don't do that. Don't do that. There's a lot of people playing with me. Don't play with me. If your mama got one leg, I'm rapping about it. On my soul. If you ain't grow up with no daddy and you got sensitive issues about it, I'm rapping about it. I see through it. I'm not playing with nobody.
Shots fired.
Nobody. Beno and fuck Brianna too.
Damn.
Man, on my soul, man. On my soul.
Man.
But anyways. You. No, okay. I thought we was doing questions. Yeah, fuck Brianna too. Straight up. We're opening up the floor for questions. Who's got questions?
We just fucking around now.
Right.
Get on the camera.
Right. Just do a free-for-all interview. Who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
You said what?
Who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
Ooh.
And I never got super into wrestling.
God
but
damn it.
Man.
Undertaker though.
Undertaker, okay.
Oh, it's new school. Kind of new school.
Scotty too hotty.
Rey Mysterio, though.
Rey Mysterio.
Okay.
Okay.
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
Oh, okay. Take it back a little bit. Jimmy Superfly Snooker.
Superfly Snook.
Top.
Up the
You know
top
what I'm
rope on your
saying?
dog
Yeah.
ass. Damn.
What you talking about?
I might have to go Macho Man.
Macho.
Oh yeah.
I might have to go Macho Man.
Oh yeah.
Or the Ultimate Warrior. It's a tie.
I know those are like that's a battle. That's hard.
As well, because his
Ooh,
finish
yeah.
was so clean. The fucking it was like a damn near breakdance.
Oh, yeah. The Spinneroonie thing. That's wild.
Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you.
Yeah. That's what I knew you was gonna get to the N word some way, somehow. I ain't waiting for it. I ain't waiting for it.
That's the worst about Hulk Hogan, though, man.
That
My mom's
racist.
got that fool autograph at the airport. Hulk Hogan, you know what I mean?
He was catting off.
Yeah, man. Then he come out. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Damn, you don't want to hear that. Anyway, man. Took the interview in a whole nother.
I know that's how it is, man. That's how
Hulk
it is,
Hogan.
man. That's the truth.
Man, he was loving Hulk Hogan, man.
The old brother. He was just,
Well, brother.
give me some fried chicken, brother. He was on some bullshit. That's fucked up.
Damn. Hulk Hogan, man. We gonna make a diss. We gotta make a Hulk Hogan diss song.
Ooh, a Hulk Hogan diss track?
Diss track. Ooh, okay.
Damn.
I am a real American. Man, we gotta sound
I
for
think
that.
that Macho Man Randy Savage made a diss track against Hulk Hogan.
You think so?
No, I'm
I believe it.
sure. Or it was
Okay.
just some like AI bullshit on
Breaking news.
Breaking news
Macho
from like 30
Man made
years
a
ago.
diss song. We gotta find it. Hulk Hogan, man, you let us down, man. Damn. Walked in the ring with Mr. T. Walked in the room with Muhammad Ali. Bar for bar.
we were just on the fuck around part of the podcast.
Oh shit, let's wrap this up.
Let's
then.
wrap it.
Let's wrap
Oh,
this
here.
man.
All right.
Hey, bitch. We gotta wrap it on to be smoking while we wrap it up.
Yeah, we gonna wrap it, man.
Yeah.
All right. So after all the tangents we went through, thank you again, Kev.
No,
Shout out if
appreciate
you're
you,
still
man.
here.
Straight up, thank you, man. Straight up.
Is there anything you want to
Appreciate
let the people out there know before we head out?
Yeah, man. The Bay Area is a beautiful place. You know what I mean? I know it's kind of like crazy, and I know that a lot of the media be saying a bunch of shit like that. Beautiful place. Beautiful place to work together. A lot of dope artists out here. Shout out to everybody out there really doing their fucking thing. Everybody I grew up listening to. I appreciate the inspiration. Bar for bar. Absolutely. I thank y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's just a beautiful experience. Being the Woes, you know what I mean? Everybody here, you know what I'm saying? The 35 people behind stage. You know what I mean? Don't Overthink It is available now. Shit, Grand National is the click. You know what I mean? The real one. You feel me? Wink, wink. You know what I mean? We out.
Combos.
And fuck Brianna.
Heck, damn.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.